Hello my scholars, welcome to my school channel. My name is Alexandra, and in this video we are going to be talking about consonant sounds, specifically the fricatives. So we'll be looking at what are fricatives, what are the sounds that are classified as fricative sounds. So take a look at examples of words that have the fricative, and then we'll transcribe those words. So please stay with us, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school channel. So do not forget today's topic is consonant sounds fricatives. Okay, so I have outlined today's objective so that you can monitor the progress of today's lesson. So starting, we'll start with how to articulate the fricatives. And these are the fricatives. Then next we'll move to how to transcribe the sounds. Then next, letters of the English alphabet that may possibly represent each sound. Then we'll take a look at examples of words that have each vowel sound, and then we'll be transcribing words. So all of this we'll be doing at the same time as we consider each of the sounds. Now let's proceed to the first objective, but before we do that, let's quickly remind ourselves of what fricatives are. Now in the first part of the consonant class, we talked about the classification of consonant sounds, where we discussed the manner of articulation, the place of articulation, and the state of the glottis, right? And then we explored the plosive as the first manner of articulation. Like we covered all about the plosive sounds. Now today we'll be talking about fricatives, and I said that consonant sounds are sounds produced with partial or total obstruction of the air string. Okay, and today we need to understand what fricatives are. Fricatives are consonant sounds also. They are under the manner of articulation. Okay, fricatives are consonant sounds, and how are they produced? They are produced with a partial obstruction. Do not forget I said consonant sounds can be produced with either a partial or total. Now when we looked at plosive, we observed that plosive sounds are produced with a total or complete obstruction, but in fricatives it's a partial obstruction of the air stream through a narrow passage. Okay, because there is a narrow passage, it makes it partial. Okay, it's a narrow passage of the speech tract. When we talk about the speech tract, we're talking about the articulators found in this region, the speech organ found in this region, the speech tract. Okay, so what this means is that when the lungs release the air, it comes here and the articulators meet, but then it creates this very small narrow opening so that air will pass through it, and because air passes through the small narrow passage, it creates a friction, and that's why we call it fricative. Okay, so air has to rush out through that small space or through that narrow passage. Okay, and there are 9 fricatives in phonetics. There are 9 fricatives. They include, for example, you can feel that there is a narrow passage and air is rushing out through that space. So z, z, sh, y, and h. So these are the 9 fricatives we have. Now let's start with the first objective, how to articulate each of the sound. Now in learning how to articulate the sounds, we need to also know how to describe the sound, because in describing the sounds, we know how to articulate the sound. So it goes hand in hand. Okay, so the first sound we're exploring is the f sound. So this is a voiceless sound. It's a voiceless labiodental fricative. Voiceless labiodental fricative. Now, voiceless is the state of the glottis. That is when the air gets to the larynx here, the vocal cords, it opens. Okay, it opens up and there is no vibration of the vocal cord, right? Or there's no vibration of the glottis, right? Good. So labiodental means the place of articulation, okay, the point in which the sound is made in the speech tract. Okay, so labiodental means lip and the teeth. Lip and teeth. And the lip, which lip is involved? The lower lip and the upper teeth. Okay, So you can feel that your lower lip is coming in contact with the upper set of your teeth, right? And it produces the voiceless sound, okay, as in the word fun. Confused, loaf. So it can be found in the initial position, in the medial position, which is the middle or center position, and the final position or the end position, right? Okay, so these are examples we can find for the initial, medial, and the final position. So let's explore more examples of words. Let's transcribe these words also. Okay, so as in farm, as in fish, father, okay? So the letter of the English alphabet that can possibly represent the sound is letter F, okay? And then we can also have PH, as in physics. As in physical. Sorry. Now let's talk about why this sound is in brackets. Now the reason the sound is in bracket means that it is optional, so we can do without it. So in other words, we can also write this transcription like this. So it is optional. That is what it means. It is optional. You can do without it. So in examination, in external examination, I find that they do not even consider this sound to exist in the pronunciation. Okay. For example, examinations like WAEC, JAM, they do not consider it to be present in the sound. So whenever you check your dictionaries and you see sounds like this in bracket, it means it's optional. Okay. So next is photo. Photo. Next is phone. Phone. Next is orphan. Orphan. Okay, so let's move to the next letter of the alphabet that can possibly represent the sound. It is GH. GH, as in rough. Okay, as in tough. As in cough. As in enough. Okay? So, these are the transcription for these words, okay? So let's take note of that. So we'll move to the next consonant sound, the next fricative, which is V. Okay? So this is a voiced labiodental fricative. Now, this looks the same with this, except the fact that the only difference is voiceless and voiced. Okay, so it's the same. The place of articulation is the same. The manner of articulation is the same. But the state of the glottis is different. It means that the only difference between them is one vibrates and the other does not vibrate. And physically, we know the difference is this symbol against this symbol, right? Okay, so this makes it easier for you to understand the fricatives or the counterpart. Okay, so let's take a look at examples, as in van, okay, as in convince, as in give. So we can find it in the initial position, we can find it in the medial position, and at the end of a word also, okay? So let's take a look at letters of the English alphabet that represent the sounds, take a look at more examples, and then we'll transcribe these words. Okay, so we have letter V in the word very. Letter V in the word village. Letter V in the word avoid Letter V in the word vocation. Vocation. Okay, so letter V in the word verse. Verse. Okay, so we can find the sound also in the word of. Of. Okay, so it's transcribed as. So you might be wondering what about OFF, and this is off. So you can see the difference between this and this. So this is off and this is of. Okay? So let's go to the next sound. So we move to the next sound. The next sound is called the voiceless dental fricative. The voiceless dental fricative. Voiceless will mean no vibration. Okay, dental will mean the place of articulation, which is the contact between the tip of the tongue and the upper teeth. Tip of the tongue and the upper teeth. Then fricative, we know what fricative is, right? So many people tend to articulate the sound by placing the tip of the tongue in between the upper and the lower side of the teeth. But the standard is to raise the tip of your tongue to touch the upper side of your teeth, as in. Okay? So it's in the word thank, and the word ethics, and the word path. The beginning, the middle, and the final position of a word. So let's take a look at the letter of the English alphabet that represent the sound. Look at more examples and transcribe the words. So the letters of the English alphabet that represent the sound is usually TH. TH in the word thick. Please do not forget that it could be written like this or like this. Okay? So we have this sound. So we have breath. We have in the word teeth. Teeth. And we have it in the word tooth. And we have it in the word author. Author. And we have it in the word atheist. Okay, so these are the transcription for these words. So we identify this sound with the letter TH. Okay, so let's move to the next sound. But before we do that, I may have to say goodbye for now because I've created a longer version for this video to explain the other fricative sounds we have. So all you have to do is subscribe for the longer version of this video, and you do that by clicking on the link in the description below. It takes you to my school website. There you'll be asked to subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe so you can enjoy the rest of today's lesson. Thank you for joining us, and do not forget to hit the like button, click on the subscribe button, and lastly, tap on the bell notification to get informed as soon as we release the next videos.